Hello. As you guys are logging on, have your face showing for the video, third period. Sorry, I have my physical therapy while I'm meeting, or when we'd be Google meeting, so I'm recording first period. They're all staring at me. I'm wondering why I'm looking off in the distance. So hopefully this will help third period, and then I'll make myself available for you tomorrow if you have questions. I'm sure that you will on some of the stuff since the quarter ends tomorrow. Okay, everybody in first period, good to see you. Please put your cameras on. I want to see your face. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to make fun of your appearance or anything like that. Okay. Okay, thank you, Gavin. If for some reason there is an issue, that's fine, guys. I trust you, obviously. It is great to see your faces. This is not ideal. I know that. Hopefully there's more people on than 13 of you. Hopefully there's more people present in school than 13. If you're not on yet, get on or just slide over next to somebody else. I'm cool with that. I get it. Okay. So what I want to do is give you a quick update and just say hi since the quarter ends tomorrow. So it is great to see your faces. I know you probably can't see everything really well behind me, but I'm trying. So, first off, just so you know what's going on with me. If I didn't explain it before, I had to have pretty much an emergency back surgery again. I've had back problems for a while. I have discs in my spine that kind of break off and impinge on the spinal cord. I've had this twice now. Okay, so this time, unfortunately, it gave me no feeling in my left foot. I actually cannot feel my left foot right now. I'm doing physical therapy for it. I need a brace to keep my toes up. If not, I drag my foot. Yeah, not fun. Feeling pretty old right now. Hoping that I can get it figured out. The current hopeful plan is I am going to miss through spring break. My surgeon is big time on me not coming back for 6 weeks because I can't lift over 10 pounds for 6 weeks. That's the requirement. But I'm hoping that everything works out, that I can come back over after spring break and just get some sense of normalcy back for you guys. I'll do the best I can. You know, I'm trying, and we will go from there. So, I mean, really, that's where we're at with the health and why I'm not there. I appreciate you doing the best job that you can. You have great subs there. I know it's difficult with a different one each day, but you've had all of them enough to have a good rhythm. The next week and a half, it's Miss Santiago, Mr. Tusick, and Mr. Grooms, and you're comfortable with all of them by now. Okay. If you guys do have questions for me at any point, you can either, verbally say it, or you can put it in the little chat box. Okay, it's in the bottom right-hand corner, and I'll do my best. So that's kind of where we're at there. Third quarter, because the quarter ends tomorrow. I've been doing my best to try to catch up on grades. Obviously, I'm just not there. So a couple things. If you have been absent, and some of you have contacted me and you've been given extended time, or if you know you just haven't done your work or turned it in and there's been zeros and emails sent to you, make sure names are on it and get it to the subs by Thursday. Okay, wherever the pile is of all of that work will be delivered to me on Thursday. I'll update everything and we'll be good. So far, the only 2 activities that I have left, I've been able to get the bingo card done, the Unit 7 test done, the Unit 7 unit guide, pretty much everything else is I still do have the Unit 6 test. Like I said, there's only so much I can do with physical therapy and everything like that, and just how I'm feeling. And the leadership activities, sections 3, 4, and 5. So those will be things that I hopefully, if I can't get it done by Friday, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Grades are due Monday. I'll make it work. But I'm hoping to go through today and at least check things off, make sure things have been turned in, make sure names are on things. If you have any doubts, drop me an email, ask me to do a Google Meet. Okay, I'm making myself as available as I can. I don't need to be doing this. I want to do this to help you out. So grades, just make sure you're in good shape there. Does anybody have any questions so far? I know that this is boring. I get it. I truly do. I know you didn't want to get up this morning and listen to me talk like this forever. I'm just trying. I miss you guys. I want to get back at the rhythm, and this is driving me nuts. Okay, so we got this. The next thing that I want to do on my list is actually, and I need to turn things, okay. With me being gone, I don't want to mess up the schedule too much. So you have been starting westward expansion, okay? We did a great job on a lot of things. We're going to finish westward expansion after spring break, okay? But what we always do, what Mr. Joseph and I have always done, is hopefully you remember that growth exam, that pre-test, that midterm that we did. We do the final before the state tests start. So we will be doing your final exam next week. Okay, it stinks that I won't be there, but you have all the proper information. You're in good shape. So how it's going to go, first off, your final exam is next Wednesday. Okay, the lesson plans in that Google Doc that I shared are set through next Friday. You can look at everything. Okay, I've been trying to highlight in green if it's something really important for you guys, like turning in something, or it is one of the few homeworks. I've been trying not to give you too much homework. If it's in yellow, it's a note to whoever the substitute that day is, and it's pretty much so you know how I'm thinking and communication. So next Wednesday is the final exam. So let's see if I can do this properly. Okay, the growth exam finals next Wednesday. It is Google Classroom or Google Doc. I can't talk. Just out of my rhythm. Sorry. Google Form. The two parts again. You will have the entire class period. There will be a read aloud. Okay. You're going to be reviewing on Friday a little bit. I'm sorry, Thursday, because you have no school on Friday. Thursday with the vocabulary cards that I have on Quizlet. There's 61 words. It puts everything back in your head. On Monday, you're going to be doing a review outline that is 4 pages long that outlines everything we've done the entire year. There's going to be word banks, and you're just going to go through and, hey, I don't know this one. I'm going to skip it. I'm going to put in the answers I know. I'm going to go back, and then you'll get it stamped that you've tried, and then there will be an answer key. So you will have a cheat sheet that you can't use that reviews the entire unit. Next Tuesday, there will be kind of a review activity that's more categorization, okay? And I'll be going over the answers with you because I'm going to record me going over the answers. So it'll be hopefully a better video than this discussion, okay? So how does the final work? This is the biggest thing I need you to understand, because I know many of you will take it very seriously because you want to represent yourself well. Some of you will go, this doesn't matter, it's not a state test. Okay, so listen carefully. The final exam does not count for the third quarter or the fourth quarter. It will be a separate score, okay? So that's the first part of it, okay? In this video that I'm recording for third period, I'll share with it, I'll make it available to everybody. You're gonna be staring at the side of my head the whole time, but at least you'll have the proper information. If you hit or surpass your growth, you get a 100% on half of your final exam. What that means is if your growth percentage, and you don't know it, you just got to do the best that you can. If per the district, your growth is hitting a 60%, which is a D, like a D minus, pretty much an F, but you hit that, I give you 100% on half of your final. So it's all about hitting your growth, okay? Now, we did the parent letter when I came back from all the stuff with my mom, and I gave you, hey, are you on track? Are you not? If you were on track at the midterm, you still want to review things, but at that time you were in good shape. It's been a while. I haven't been there. You want to still review stuff. If you were in that situation of, you're not really hitting your growth yet, who cares? I don't care if you failed everything, haven't done any work the entire year. You got Thursday review, long weekend, Monday, Tuesday review, you come in Wednesday and you do your absolute best. Doesn't matter. Hit your growth the best that you can. Okay? Half of the final is 100%. Most years, the last 3 years, my students have averaged at least 85 to 88% of them hitting their growth. I don't know what to expect this year with me not there, a lot of different factors, but for the kids that try, they usually hit their growth. You just got to try not to have the test anxiety. And if you're having test anxiety, people, I'll do a Google Meet with you at any point. Email me. I'll do the best that I can. I have a lot of things I have to do physically with therapy and just resting my body, but I'll do the best I can. Okay. I just threw a lot at you for the final. Questions. If you don't want to verbally say it, type it in the chat so that I can go back over it. There's no bad question. Just pausing to see if anything comes through. Okay, so you are going to be taking today, most of tomorrow to do westward expansion. Then you're taking like a 3.5 day off, focusing on the final. And then it'll be back to westward expansion. You got a well-deserved spring break, and then hopefully I'll be back and we'll finish things up. You will have covered 90% of westward expansion before we leave for spring break. So let's make sure that you are clear on some of the activities. Okay, first off, and it kind of goes back to the grades. There are some of you that have not been doing the checks in class, straight up just not doing it, zeros in the grade book. Please make sure you're doing it. If the way I'm organizing things isn't clear enough for you, let me know. I'll make it better for you. Okay, so I'd like you to go to Google Classroom and you're going to open up a couple things because I want you to be looking at these while I briefly go over them. This is my last thing. I'll be able to hopefully get through this in less than 10 minutes. I'll keep it under the 20-minute timer, hopefully, and then you'll have 40 minutes to work, which should work out well. So you are going to open up the Flipbook, the journal. You've already done both those. Those have, I believe, like the eyes on them on Google Classroom. And then the other thing says project, and we're going to clarify that. Don't worry, don't stress, whatever. You're going to get a lot of time for this. It has, I think, like 3 little tiny explosions because I tried to make it something different for you. But just open up all 3 of them. While you guys are opening it up, I'm going to talk to the camera for a second. So for everybody, just a reminder on the final exam. If you hit your growth or surpass it, you get 100% on half of your final exam. Doesn't matter if your growth is a 60, an 80, a 99. You get 100%. You just got to hit your growth based off of where you are at the beginning of the year to the end of the year. The midterm, unfortunately, doesn't matter based off of the way we've always done this and the way we're going to continue to do this. So if you have questions about the final, let me know. Okay, hopefully you guys are up and running. So the Flipbook. Okay, as I'm trusting you to look at it, I'm not going to flip the screen. I think that's going to be too just confusing and take too long. So the Flipbook, the whole idea is as we cover each region, Louisiana, which was review, you've done Oregon. Today you're going to do Texas. Tomorrow/next week, you're going to do the Mexican session. You are learning the hows and the whys. I'm trying my best to make sure that in the checkpoints you're doing, the hows and whys are listed clearly. So if you don't understand the hows and whys throughout reading the workbook, videos, whatever I'm asking you to do, and I know it's boring stuff. I know, trust me. Man, we would have been doing some really fun things. Okay? You would have been doing group activities where I guarantee you some of you would have not survived the group activity. Okay? We would have been playing bingo. We would have been doing a lot of things. I'm hoping to bring some of that stuff back when I come back. I'm hoping. We'll see what happens. Okay? With the Flipbook, on each of those slides, you should have the how and the why. The how and the why comes right from those checkpoints. The positives and negatives are where it's really the big deal. You got to say, hey, Louisiana, the positive is not we got more land. That's a bad answer. We got more land, which led to hopefully more resources, which could benefit the economy of the nation. That second step, perfect score. You do at least 2 of them, if not 3. You do the negatives, you move on. I gave you an example. I think I did Florida in there as an example. Don't copy my answers for Florida. Make them specific to the region. The Flipbook will be digitally turned in next Friday. We good? Okay. So realistically, right now, you did the videos for today. You have studying for your final and making sure the Flipbook is done. That's it the rest of the way till spring break. Now, for some of you, that may feel like a lot. I hope it's not. Okay, if you're overwhelmed, if I'm giving too much in a class period, I would hope that you would let me know and I would adapt. I don't know. It feels like it's working for you, but I don't know. Okay, some individuals might be really struggling. You got to talk to me. You got to send me that email. I'll do my best. Any questions on the Flipbook? You know, you don't have to make it look beautiful. Just get the content in there. Make sure it's clear. Get a picture and, you know, whatever. If you really want to make it look beautiful, go ahead. But I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about that you have the content. Okay, the second thing is the journal. Okay, I've given you, I think, 3 journal prompts so far. You're going to have a 4th next week. The whole idea is I'm trying to say in the plans, hey, here's a 10-minute timer. Just type. Use your resources. This is not a test. Okay, I just want to get you right. I want to see that you're thinking at a different level. Okay, you're going to have some time next week. A lot of you are going to get done with a final exam early on Wednesday. Okay, I would hope you take half the class, just because you want to think it through and not doubt yourself, but just look over things. But you're going to have a lot of time to catch up on some things. And if you need to, I know you don't want to, but use Flex. I don't want you to have a lot of homework, but just make sure it's your best stuff. I did go through and check that you did prompt 1. I haven't been able to check the other ones. Just life has taken over when physical therapy is, other responsibilities, doing things like that. So, I'll be honest, I'm probably not going to look at them until next week because I have to prioritize finishing up your grades. But just if you're having issues, let me know. That should be pretty straightforward. So the last thing, and then I'll see if there's any questions and I will shut up and get out of your hair. It has been great seeing many of your faces. I hope that I'm helping and not just wasting your time. Okay, the last thing is the new thing. It says Westward Expansion Project. Okay, now you are going to have time. Okay, in the end, this is always meant to be a pair activity for those of you who have been doing your work. So if you've been turning in every single project and you want to work with somebody else that's been turning in every single project, you don't have to have A's in the class, but you've been turning in your work. Drop me an email, send it to Mr. Matheson, include your email, that other person's email, and say, hey, we want to work together. I will get back to you, say, yep, more than likely. And then that way you both know which version you're doing. And when you're doing things, you can be cutting down your workload. If you have to do this individually, it's a lot more work than if you work as a pair. So please take a look. Put on screen, even though you're hearing my voice, the directions for the Westward Expansion Project. Okay, should have a whole bunch of stuff highlighted at the top. It talks about emailing me if you want to work with somebody. It talks about you get the same grade. Automatically, you get the same grade. So pick somebody that's actually going to do their work. Okay, if you pick somebody and they don't... Guys, I've had best friends for Everest work together on this. And the day before it's due, one of them emailed me saying, I did all the work, they're evil, they're horrible. And I go, what can I do? I don't mean that disrespectfully. Just pick somebody you know is at least going to try a little bit. Okay? So, the idea is you're going to be providing information. If you scroll down, I think to the bottom of the first page, it kind of says, it gives a lot, there's a lot of background. you're going to be giving information on Louisiana, Oregon, Texas, and the Mexican session. But we're already given the basic information in the Flipbook. What we want to do is be creative. So scroll to the back. Scroll to page 2. You should see number 1, and it should say theme park. Then in the middle, I tried to put a big, bolded, underlined or. Then number 2, and I forget exactly how I word it, but it says like colleges. So you will pick one of these 2 options. This is usually something that's really fun for kids. If you pick option 1, the theme park, you are going to create a westward expansion theme park like Cedar Point. But it doesn't have to be just Cedar Point. You can combine anything that you would want at your theme park. And you are going to set it up as rides, attractions, food, meaning concessions, shows, whatever, that help us understand the how, why, positive, negatives, people, interests of that region. Now, I'm not going to explain too much more because in this posting, I have 2 other YouTube videos that I put in there. If you look at them, you're going to laugh because it's a few years ago. It's when we were out for COVID. It's when I had COVID and was pretty much stuck, quarantined in my bedroom for a month. So the videos are of me with super long hair because I didn't cut it, in the bedroom with this white dry erase board on the bed explaining things and giving examples. So it's silly. It's weird. I was really bored. Okay. I even did a connection with the Cleveland Browns. But I give you examples. I show you exactly how it needs to be done. You're not going to have to do much before spring break. So don't freak out about this one. Focus on the other ones. If you're like, okay, theme parks isn't my thing. I don't care about roller coasters. I don't care about water rides. Also, it's not about that. You could do anything at your theme park. So you'll come up with creative ideas I've never seen before. I don't want to steal too many of the ideas. Okay, you can't steal this one. Okay, I'll use this the rest of the day. Maybe for Oregon, since it was fur trapping, I do a skee ball. I don't know if you've been to Chuck E. Cheese or what are the other ones? Main Event, and you do the skee ball. And if you roll the ball in the 50, you actually trap the beaver and you get some kind of prize or whatever. It's silly, but it's connecting the dots. It's really showing higher order thinking. It's outside the box, man. It's the most outside the box thing we've done the whole year. If you're like, oh, that's stupid, look at the second option. Some kids like this. I think this is more challenging. But what you're going to do is you're going to create a college for each of the 4 regions and create classes or courses you would need to take to do well in that region. So once again, Oregon, the most obvious is I'm going to take a fur trapping class. And you're going to explain why fur trapping, what you learn in that class. I mean, you're going to make like a syllabus. Here's what we do in that class. Now, that's the fur trapping's logical. But you got to get really creative with your classes that you would take. You got to get really creative with the titles. Like I said, you're not going to do a ton of this until after spring break. But you will have time next week to get going. So the more ideas you have started on a Google Doc just randomly, the better. Okay? So, I've talked way too long. I'm over on my time. I have been able to hopefully help you understand, and you can come back. If you're not looking at me, you can come back looking at me now. You don't need to look at the directions anymore. I'm almost done. I'm going to finish this up and get out of your hair. Been able to give you an update with my health and when I'm going to be back. Been able to hopefully help you out with grades. Let me know if you have issues there. I'll do my best to catch up. We've been able to talk about the final exam, hopefully ease concerns, fears, and make sure things are clear. If not, you'll look at the video, you'll email me, and then go back over the major assignments. So I know it's been boring. If anybody does have questions and needs to stay on, I doubt that you will. Or if you need to put it in the chat or something like that, that's fine. Sorry I took a little bit longer than 20 minutes. You should still be able to get things done comfortably because there's not that much to review. Make sure today that you do look back over your Texas videos. Ms. Santiago is going to go over the answers with you. And then you're going to do a workbook page. That's all in your head. You review it, you make sure you're good, and then you're going to do a checkpoint. And then you work on the flipbook. So thank you all. I know you're probably like, I didn't want to see his face, but it helps me a lot to see your faces because I really want to be there. So have a great next week. Enjoy your long weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. Thank you. Bye. So for third period, I know this took a while. Sorry about that, guys. What I'll do is I'm going to upload this. It's going to take a while. You're going to watch this. Then if you have questions, write them down. I'll come on the Google Meet tomorrow. Since it's the end of the quarter, I want to make sure that you at least have the opportunity to send me things if needed. And then I won't plan on going over it this long tomorrow. I'll just pretty much pop in. What questions do you have? 5, max 10 minutes, and then you just continue on with lesson plans. So thank you so much. I hope this has helped out everybody.